Okay, so this video is going to be about getting a third line up. As you can see, the problem is that we're having is right there. We're still getting dry spots, and when we put the third line, fourth if you include the Hoophouse, which is on this set, it doesn't. There's just not enough pressure from our well, and the 1.5 inch pipe helps, but it's still not pushing out as much as we would need for all of these. So here's my idea, is to run a new valve from the manifold, and I'm going to run a new 1.5 inch line parallel to this one. I got to take this apart and attach this line, which goes up to that sprinkler. So then I need to take this line, detach it also, and run it across from right there across to here. So that means we're going to need a T that's already there, but it needs to go in a different direction. So I am going to have to take this apart to run the T. We're gonna need a full, oh shoot, I wonder if I have a full-size T. Did I think that through? I hope I did. Anyways, let's find out if I thought it through. I'm gonna need a full-size T there. That can be a feeder T still. That's fine. And instead of that line coming down and attaching here, I just pull it out and bring it across and attach it over here. So the two things that I'm not sure what I have exactly of is, so here we're going to need a connector, and probably I'm going to need a plug too to stop this line, because I don't have an elbow that's going to go from 1.5 to 1 inch. So we'll have to do a few extra connections, and we'll just have to see if we have them. Now, what that's going to entail is, now I am going to have to make more trips back there. But if I can get this thing apart and get it semi-attached, then I'll know the exact parts that I need for the whole thing, and at least it should lessen the trips that way. Now that is what I am talking about with the wobblers. So as long as we've got an 1.5 inch pipe feeding 1 inch pipe going to the wobblers all the way through 1 inch all the way up to the wobbler itself, and then it converts to 3/4 all by themselves, 4 of them. Look at how far, I don't know if you can see in the video or not, they are blasting. I mean, they're going almost halfway into the other Hoophouse, just short, probably 1/3 of the way into that Hoophouse. I mean, they're covering 1/4 of it, absolutely. But that is what those guys should be doing on the other side too. So now we've got a model to go by. So a super fast, quick video showing you what is the final right now. Ended up putting that on there. So we had the whole incident over there in Hoophouse 6 that, you can't see it, well, it's not there anymore, but it's gone. So Ryan had a fantastic idea of taking the wobbler from the very end of this section in column 3 that we're not using right now. So I just capped the end line over there that I fed in with a big loop. So this is the only guy running right now, and it's doing pretty nice. Got it on for half an hour, so we'll see how it does on this side over here, how well it covers, if it does as good of a job as over there in Hoophouse 6 started to do. So it's got its own independent line that runs there, and it runs all the way back to the other side. So that's the line there. So at this point, this manifold is done, I think. I've got the new T that's set up right there to go across. It's all wound up, but it's going to go across the driveway there, over and back, and then it's going to do the driveway down there when this driveway side is on also. There's Hoophouse 10 and 11's feed right there. That still goes out to column 1, and then this is column 2 that has the sprinklers here, and then just the 2 sets of wobblers in the front. And it was doing a little bit better. It's not perfect yet, so then next to that is column 3, and it's going to be those 3 right there. So it'll be interesting to see how well it does with 3 lines now. And then next to that is going to be the upper column 2, upper column 3, and then that guy right there runs all the way out to the edge right there where those hoops are. It ends right there for right now, but we'll turn it and make a connection right there and run it all the way up there. There's Alex already put out 100 feet of the 1.5, and then we can start putting the connectors for the drip tape in there, and then we can start planning over there right as soon as we possibly can. So took the entire weekend. Yes, there was a lot of stuff that was digressed. I mean, all morning and then most of the afternoon was taking down Hoophouse 6 that was over in the White's field and moving it over to behind Hoophouse 1 and just setting it down there. We'll get to that later on down the road. Right now it was important just to get it cleaned up so the cows don't mess with it anymore. And then getting the wobblers on there. They work really well. I think the plants will be fine there. And getting this guy pretty well put together, because these plants out here, you see the seedlings are starting to sprout up, and there's seedlings in this first part of column 2, and they're starting to sprout up. So I'm assuming that column 1's got the same thing going on over there, and we just got to get water on them. We're lucky it rained a little bit yesterday, both in the evening and then at night, so that kind of probably helped some of this stuff, but we got to get water to it. So now it's trying to figure out what kind of box needs to be built here, because you can see the gophers just every day that I come in here and dig, I have to come back the next day. This was all filled back in right here. This still has fill in right there. Over there, there's fill in. This was kind of filled in here. Down in here, it's filled in a little bit. And then when I was digging, I found these gigantic tunnels down right in here and also right over here. You can see one at the surface right there. So they're just everywhere. The gophers apparently really liked this area, but the cats are starting to find them, so that's working out really well. And then also really important is to get that ratio attached and getting this all electronically set up so we don't have to do a bunch of hand turning on and off.